Adolf Hitler called himself a man who transcends class, a humble man without need of material wealth, the original working class hero, but his close friends and associates knew this to not be true. Almost immediately after gaining power, he began accumulating vast wealth. It was hard to know how wealthy he really was, as he put huge effort into keeping that secret. With hindsight, we can finally answer that question. How rich was Adolf Hitler? It was his book Mein Kampf that first made him wealthy, soon becoming a bestseller. I have read Mein Kampf, and let me tell you, it's not good. It was poorly written, and that's why he distanced himself from the book on becoming Chancellor. But despite it being poorly written, and more dull than you'd expect, it sold 5.2 million copies by 1939. Book sales weren't his only source of income. On his death, his net worth was about 1.1 billion Reichmarks. That's about $4.4 billion in today's money. This was recently discovered by historians when they looked into his tax records. It turns out he didn't even pay tax. It's unknown what happened to his fortune after his death. Some think it was divided up and given to SS leaders as a reward for loyalty. Others believe it was taken by corrupt officials. His lifestyle was funded by Nazi party donations. While claiming to be without need of wealth, he was driven from mansion to estate in a luxury Mercedes. His wealth was hidden in a string of Swiss banks, which I imagine was a reason he never invaded Switzerland. He did plan to invade Switzerland between the years 1940 and 1944, but the operation was cancelled. Swiss terrain would have been almost impossible to hold, especially considering how much the Swiss hated fascism. In his secret will, he said that his living relatives should receive enough to sustain a middle-class life. Those close to him knew he loved money, but hated spending it. The Nazis flooded Germany with propaganda, much of which featured images of Hitler. With each image used came a royalty payment to him. Much of his wealth came from this, along with book sales and his political salary. But we don't really know where most of his wealth came from, because he wasn't required to pay tax. There are few documented clues. He was prone to giving his wealthy friends titles and land. Maybe he was paid to do so. He was supported by wealthy industrialists like Gustav von Krupp. Krupp's company produced superguns for the German military. Superguns are shockingly big artillery weapons. In the First World War, they would deafen and blind those operating them. They were powerful enough to destroy entire settlements, but inaccurate, more used for psychological warfare than anything else. Some superguns would misfire and explode, causing the deaths of all those around it. One supergun built by the Krupp family was named after Hitler, the Adolf gun, manufactured from 1942 to 1944. But until they gained power, Gustav von Krupp opposed the Nazis, and then immediately became a Hitler supporter. People joked about him becoming a National Socialist overnight. This was seen as strange. Most other industrialists supported Hitler beforehand, and it wasn't just German industrialists. Some even claim the Bush family profited from their involvement with the Nazis. It's hard to know if that's true, but a lot of people did. My grandfather was among them. Just to be clear, that was a joke. But getting back to the point, Adolf Hitler had a net worth equivalent to $4.4 billion in today's money, placing him among the most wealthy people in the world. It's unclear how he got that money, or what happened to it after he died. So that's the end of this video. If you want to support this channel, you can do so simply by leaving a like. And if you want more content from me, I have a second channel all about politics.